Hello, dear viewers. Welcome back. Once again, I'm with you with a new presentation on the character sketch of SILAS MARNER. Let me introduce myself. Myself, Professor Meshramkar Sunetra, J.A.T, Arts, Science and Commerce College for Women, Malegaon. The topic of my presentation is the character sketch of SILAS MARNER. SILAS MARNER is a famous novel written by J.A.T. The protagonist of the novel is SILAS MARNER, the title character. He is shown as a solitary weaver, cloth weaver. He lived in a locality called Malegaon in a big industrial town, and he earned his living by weaving yarn into linen on his own handloom. He belonged to the Methodist sect of Christianity. He was a deeply religious man. He attended Methodist church in Lantern Yard regularly and gave away a large part of his earnings to charity. In course of time, he developed an intimacy with a servant girl named Sarah. He was a very happy young man. He was respected for his charity and he was respected for his honesty. He was respected by his religious community. He had a good trade as a weaver. But it was during this period Silas experienced his first attack of catalepsy. When he suffered a fit during a religious service, his co-religionist, taking his trance-like state as a divine visitation. So, all people were filled with admiration, and it aroused the jealousy of his best friend William Dane. He decided to destroy his friends standing in Lantern Yard. And he got opportunity when Silas had another attack of catalepsy. At that time, Silas was watching at the bedside of an old dean who died before Silas recovered from his fit. While Silas was in his trance, his former friend stole the dean's bag of money and made it look as if Silas was the thief. When Silas was charged with the theft, he asked the elders to draw lots to determine his guilt or innocence. When the lots condemned him, Silas was cast out by the community. Sarah broke off her engagement. She left Silas utterly friendless. With his faith in God and man destroyed by these events, Silas turned his back on Lantern Yard. He left that city forever and sought somewhere out of the way where he would be completely unknown. He left his city, Lantern Yard, and then he came to the new place, Ravolu. He got settled in Ravolu. There again he started his business or his work as a weaver. He became famous as a weaver. His trade of weaving was in such a great demand that his work kept his hands busy all the time and his mind occupied. The villagers viewed their new stranger outsider with his interest at first, but when he repulsed their friendly overtures, they stayed well clear of him. His paleness. In due course, Eppie got married to Aaron Winthrop, and at Eppie's suggestion, it was arranged that instead of the married couple going away to stay separately from Silas Marner, they should join Silas Marner in his cottage, so that the old man might not feel lonely. Eppie decided to look after her father. His eyes and his unsocial ways led to rumors about the hermit-like weaver who lived alone in the stone-cutter's cottage and showed no interest in finding a wife. Silas was always busy in his work. He had left no faith in God or man. He became completely friendless. And it was inevitable that something had to fill the terrible vacuum in the weaver's heart. So, he kept himself busy in his work. He received gold coins for his work, and those gold coins gave a new meaning to his life. 15 years after he came to Ravolu, he became a well-known person throughout the district. He got and collected so many coins, and he loved money too much. Those gold coins obsessed his mind. During his early days in Ravolu, an incident occurred which had profound consequences. Once he saw a lady who was suffering from dropsy. He was moved to pity. He prepared a herbal tea for her. He had learned that remedy from his mother. He gave it to the sick woman. When she was cured, Silas was eagerly sought out by people seeking remedies for all kinds of ailments. Rumors were spread about Silas's magical powers, and soon people gathered to his cottage. Unable to pretend to skills he did not possess, he honestly told the people that he did not know such type of remedy. He sent them all away empty-handed. But because of it, again he became more isolated from the community. His knowledge of medicinal herbs periodically goes into epileptic fits. Neighbors fear that the old man has some metaphysical powers, and they started keeping themselves away from him. Actually, he had learned those remedies from his mother, and he used his knowledge to bring relief. But his knowledge of that herbal medicine was taken as a supernatural power, and the villagers became more afraid of him. He became further isolated from the community. 15 years after he came to Ravolu, he became very well-known weaver. He earned lot of money, and he kept that money in his cottage. But one day, Dunstan cats came to his cottage and he robbed his gold coins. Silas was destroyed. Bewildered by his loss, Silas was forced to seek help from his neighbors. The sight of the wretched weaver in his forlorn state was enough to arouse the villagers' pity and humanity. Yet Silas was not ready to rejoin the world of Maine, but Mr. Mackey and Dolly Winthrop brought him out and they urged him to go to church. Silas was not yet ready to turn back to God because she decided to look after his needs. Godfrey indirectly did a lot for Eppie on this occasion. He provided her with a garden for which she had expressed a strong desire. He arranged a wedding feast for the villagers without letting them know that he had done, because Eppie was his real daughter. But Godfrey remained. He had not left any faith in God. The robbery ended his pastime of counting his gold. Now he spent his evenings standing by his open door, looking out into the dark nights. When the rest of the villagers were busy in enjoying New Year's Eve, Silas was alone in his cottage. He was waiting for his money to return, and once again he fell into fit, and he was unaware of the little child toddling past towards the welcoming light and heat of his fire. When the child came near, Silas saw the child's golden hair. At first he thought his treasure had been restored to him. Silas got compassionate for the child. He was awakened by the cry of the child, and he adopted that child. Silas's determination to adopt the child surprised the villagers. Once again they were forced to revise their opinion about the weaver. The miser willingly burdened himself with another's infant was amazing for them, but it was admirable for them. Therefore, they were quick to help Silas. At first, Silas was entirely ignorant about the demands of parenthood, but Dolly assisted him, and Silas turned out to be a loving and unselfish father. He named that child as Eppie. He loved the girl too much. Eppie replaced his gold in his heart. He tried to give her as much freedom as possible. He loved Eppie too much, and because of his selfless love and because of his generous spirit, Eppie was too much attached to him. He showed his generous spirit for Eppie when she wished to marry Aaron. He was prepared to return Eppie to her natural father Godfrey, but she was not ready to return to her real father. The arrival of A.P. forced Silas to embrace communal life. As a father, he could no longer plow his lonely furrow, living aloof from his neighbors. He christened A.P. and with her christening, he turned to God. Revolut Church was different from the religious community he had known before in his youth. But soon he adapted to its ways and he became a regular church goer. Although the experience of Lantern Yard deeply troubled Silas, once again Silas turned to God. And he turned to God because of A.P. He accepted that God's mysterious ways once made him unhappy, but simply because of the love and kindness of God, he got A.P. Silas decided that henceforth he would trust in providence until he died. He remained secret father for the village folk and for those villages. The real father or the true father remained Silas because he truly loved his adopted child. The novel ends on a happy